she kisses you. So swift, so very, very impatient. You were a perfect assistant, Vicky. I think you can get out of that now.
C'est merveilleux. C'est fantastique.
It's a magnificent illusion, Diijon. It's the greatest I've ever made.
It's even a better trick than sawing a woman in half.
Isn't it wonderful? Mr. Sheffield doesn't want us to buy it. He offered it on a royalty basis. We can't afford to turn it down.
What is the matter with you, Diijon? Less than a year ago, you were one of the top magicians in vaudeville. A headliner. Why did you quit? Of course, I know it's no business of mine, but with my new illusion added to your old routine, well, you could get bookings just like that.
What do you say? I'm sure you'd be lots happier working again. 1 week's rehearsal and we'd be right back in the old routine. Just as Mr. Sheffield says. We'd get bookings in no time. 52 weeks, coast to coast, only the best theaters, your name in lights again.
Stop it.
But
I'm no longer interested in gags, tricks, and illusions. Neither Mr. Sheffield's nor anyone else's.
That's your affair, of course. But I would like to know what you think of it. I'm giving you the first chance at it.
I'm greatly flattered. What do I think of it? I wouldn't want to hurt your feelings.
After all, it was your wife who thought out the routine and wrote the dialogue.
Brilliant.
She spent 4 days in the library doing research, made the costumes all by herself.
I was trying to do something to put us on our feet again.
I can't stand on my own feet. I need no help from you nor anyone else.
If you ask me, dear.
But I'm not asking you.
Whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell you what I think of you.
Denise, stay out of this. Mind your own business.
I'm deeply touched by your keen interest in my business. I thank you all most sincerely. But I'm asking you kindly not to poke your noses into my private affairs. That goes for all of you. You too. Now take off the silly costume.
How do you like that? We are trying to do him a favor, and what do we get for it? A kick in the face. If I were in France, I'd kick him right back.
I'm sure sorry for Vicky. She's tried so hard. But he's a stubborn egomaniac.
C'est exactly what he is. Un chameau pareil, on n'en a pas vu de sur terre.
See? It's very deadly if you don't know how to work it.
You're telling me. Hey! Where is everybody? This is McGaffey. Such music. Are you home?
Tony Holliday, you're a sight for my poor tired eyes.
Ah, McGaffey, the saints have been good to you. Sure, it's grand you're looking.
And you'll be staying here for a while again, Tony?
Yep, like a bad penny, I'm back again. Got a job at the Romany Gardens, little gypsy place. I brought a couple of friends with me.
A couple?
This is Guzzo, Mrs. McGaffey.
Guzzo, I am.
And this is Marie.
Sure, and I see now. And it's double I'm going to charge you, Mr. Guzzo.
Vicky.
Tony! Oh, Tony!
Imagine finding you here of all people. This is great. What have you been doing, making mud pies or something?
Oh, no, Oh, Tony, I'd like you to meet my husband. This is an old friend of mine, Tony Holliday.
How do you do, sir? Glad to know you personally. I remember your act, of course.
Everybody remembers Diijon. Too bad you retired. I mean, it's nice to be able to retire. Still, it's too bad for your audiences. The vaudeville fans are hoping to see you back again.
Thank you, Mr. What was the name?
Holiday.
You'll excuse me? I'll be upstairs, Victoria. You won't be too long?
Well, we'd better be going. We'll be late.
Yes, I have to change yet. I have a rehearsal at the Real. Good luck. They're a dance team.
What's the matter? Did I insult your husband or something?
No, Tony, really. He's just a little aggravated, that's all. Don't take it personally.
Yes, but
I'll see you around, Tony. I can't talk to you now.
Yeah, sure. Hey, what's this all about now? What's eating Diijon?
I never talk about my boarders, Tony.
Well, Vicky isn't just a casual acquaintance. Well, I knew her long before she got married. I read about her marriage in Albany. Jeanne was certainly riding high at the time. There wasn't a magic act in the country that could touch him. How's he been treating her?
She's as nice as any girl that ever set foot in my house, and a fine wife. But he treats her like the dirt under his feet.
Yes, I've heard about that. I understand it's been going on for some time.
And a crying shame it is. He does nothing but sit in his room hour after hour, reading his books.
What kind of books?
Loony nonsense, Tony. Like one I saw the other day. The Power of the Mind, or some such stuff. It's hypnotism, that's what it is.
But what's this hypnotism getting him?
I wouldn't know that, but it's not getting me my rent.
So that ridiculous, idiotic trash was your idea. You even had the nerve to try to involve me in anything as cheap as that.
Suppose it was ridiculous and idiotic and cheap, as you say. You had tricks in your own routine that weren't any better.
But I've outgrown all that hocus-pocus stuff. I'm now interested in things far more important than that.
Yes. Power of mind, mind over matter, and all the rest of these books you pore over half the night.
I won't discuss it with you. You're too stupid.
Maybe I am. But it's also stupid to go on living the way we are.
The trouble is, you're forgetting that you're my wife.
That's not true.
Why did you try to belittle me in front of all those people?
Nothing was further from my mind. But lately, no matter what I do or say, everything you twist into something wrong. You seem to think that there's a secret conspiracy going on against you. Please believe me, I'm not trying to hurt you. And nobody else is.
You couldn't hurt me anymore. Nobody can.
Well, then, what is it that irritates you so?
The constant interference from you and everybody else. I have to concentrate on my work if I want to succeed. Or do I have to shut myself up in a monastery in order to do what I want?
You mean you're studying? I don't mind that. But we can't live here forever without paying the rent. Mrs. McGaffey asked me only again yesterday.
Why didn't she come to me?
You've paid what we owe her.
No, not now. But she knows quite well that she's going to get it, all of it. And with interest if she wants it. I'll take care of everything when the time comes. You'll see.
You've changed so. Ever since you've become interested in hypnotism.
Hypnotism. Hypnotism is only the first step toward my goal. It's only the first physical proof that what I'm striving for is real and true.
What are you striving for?
I want to develop my mind spiritually. If I can do that, I can reach the very pinnacle of success. If I could discipline my mind above the ordinary finite thoughts, I would be in touch with the infinite. All material things would then take care of themselves.
I don't understand you. Then if that's the way you want it, I guess that's the way it'll have to be.
Where are you going?
Does it make any difference? One of us has to keep his feet on the ground, his head out of the clouds.
So ragged. You know, we're supposed to be a band of gypsies wandering through the Tyrolean foothills.
Tony, pardon me, please. What's the matter with me is I got lost in the Vienna woods.
Okay, Gusso. But tonight, try and stay with us.
Yeah, that's better. Anyway, I got so lonesome there.
Okay, let's try it again. Ready, Emil?
Yes.
Gusso?
Hey, I'm ready to commence before you can say beginning.
Okay. Take a break, fellas. Vicky, I'm glad you could come.
Hello, Tony. I got your note, but I couldn't make it any sooner.
Here. Sit down. Relax for a minute.
Thanks.
I'm sorry I can't offer you anything. The place is closed until tonight.
That's all right.
You, having it pretty tough, huh?
Not so bad.
Anything I can do?
Same old Tony. Always ready to give anybody a helping hand.
Well, you're not just anybody, Vicky. You're something special as far as I'm concerned.
You are nice, Tony.
You know, after you were married, I followed your bookings in Variety for a while. About a year ago, you dropped out of sight. I heard later that you and Diijon were staying at Mrs. McGaffey's. Well, this job turned up. I decided to take it and find out what was wrong.
You're surprised that seeing me the other day was just an act, then? Am I breaking up your rehearsal?
No. Did you find anything?
It'd be a lot easier if I knew something besides show business. First thing they ask is what experience I've had. That finishes me.
Yeah, I know how it is. Say, Vicky, you know, I've had an idea, but I wanted to talk to you before I did anything about it. Since I've been working here, I've hit it off pretty well with Alex. He's the fellow who owns the place. He's looking for another act, you know, something to fill in.
So?
Well, I think he'd listen to me if I suggested someone. I was wondering if Diijon would consider...
He won't consider anything these days.
Yes, but if you talk to him, the meals here are excellent.
I don't know what to say, Tony. It's not that he can't get a job. He just won't.
Of course, the salary wouldn't be much, but it would take the pressure off for a little while. Let me talk to Alex.
All right, Tony. I guess we can't get shot for trying.
That's swell. That's the way to talk. Alex? Alex, are you in there? Oh, Alex, I'm sorry. I hope you weren't asleep.
No. I was just...
I want to introduce you to an old friend of mine, Alex.
How do you do?
Hello.
How do you do? What did you bring her here? I have an office.
I know where you hide. Alex, did you find that act you were looking for?
Oh, yeah, I have 4 or 5, all I can use.
Alex, I'm going to give you the opportunity of a lifetime. How would you like a magician's act?
Musician? I have a musician. You are a musician, also?
No, Alex. Magician, sleight of hand, legerdemain.
Tricks? No. I can't.
This young lady is associated with the best magician in the business.
Rabbit's papada with a hat, fish ball. No, I can use.
Yes, I guess you're right. On second thought, I don't think you'd consider working in a place like this. Thanks anyway, Alex.
Well, what's wrong with this place?
Nothing. It's just too small. You see, he's used to working in the biggest theaters in the country.
Oh, why don't he work in them?
Oh, because he's been sick.
Overwork.
I thought just as a personal favor to me, a personal favor to you, he might consent to help you out of a tough spot, but I can see I was wrong. Thanks anyway, Alex.
Wait. How much you think he has to work here for a short time?
I don't think he'd even consider it.
I pay good money. Nice people come over here. We got a good name.
Well, what do you think, Vicky?
Well, we could ask him.
Send him over. I'll fix with the money.
I'll tell you what we'll do, Alex. We'll talk to him and I'll let you know, huh?
He can start soon, maybe.
Well, maybe. You just relax, Alex. You'll make a lot of money.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And my smart businessman, huh?
I was a little afraid there a couple of times.
Now all I have to do is talk to Diijon.
I wish I could do that for you, too.
I'll handle it, Tony. I'll have to. Tony's fixed it. It's our only solution, for the time being at least. It would be easy work and give you all the time you'd want to study. I've tried every place I can for a job. There's simply nothing I can do. This is all we have. We have to eat. We can't starve, no matter how high your ambition.
All right. Where is this Romany guidance?
You can't miss it.
Okay. I'll see your precious Tony.
You won't regret this. Do you want to put it on?
If it weren't for Vicky, I wouldn't be caught dead playing nursemaid to that phony.
They'd better hurry. Well, will you look at Mrs. McGaffrey? What a wonderful set. Hurry, so!
Sure, it's my Sunday best. The last time I wore it was to the fireman's ball.
You must have been quite a sensation.
Oh, those were the good old days. Have you heard? Is Mr. Sheffield ready?
I don't know.
He's ready.
Where's Mr. Sheffield?
He'll be waiting for us out front.
Is everything...
So far, so good. Keep your fingers crossed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a little surprise for you this evening. The management has induced a person to appear before you, a great student of the occult, perhaps the greatest magician of our time. Allow me to introduce Diijon, the unsurpassed. For his first illusion this evening, the great Diijon will demonstrate before your eyes that which modern medicine has already accepted, hypnotism, as only Diijon knows it. And in keeping with the policy of the management, I am prepared to offer $50 to any person who can resist the power of Diijon's mind. Do I hear any volunteers? Oh, come now, folks. No one will be harmed. I'll personally guarantee that no one will be harmed. Nor will there be any after effects. As a matter of fact, psychologists claim that hypnotism corrects subconscious inhibitions. That gentleman there, how about you? You, sir, how about you?
No, no, thanks. I think not.
How about your lady friend?
Me? Oh, no. I'm much too self-conscious. And besides that, I'm not a good medium. No, I'm sorry.
You should be sorry, lady. You're out $50. Here's a lady. How about you?
Young man, if you're speaking to me, it's changing your silly expression you better be doing.
Oh, come now. Why not?
Because I'll not be making a public spectacle of myself, and you'll not be starting no arguments with me, neither.
Okay, lady. Take the boxing gloves off. How about you?
Oh, no.
Oh, come on. You've got nothing to lose and $50 to gain.
Well,
That's right. That's the way to talk. Right this way. Now, just turn around so the folks can see you. Now, there's nothing to be frightened about. By the way, what's your name?
Jones. Nellie Jones.
Oh, very nice name. Very nice girl. Now, tell me, have you ever had the honor of meeting Diijon before?
No.
He's absolutely unknown to you.
Absolutely.
And have you ever been hypnotized before?
Never in my life.
Now, you see, folks, no possible chance for fraud or collusion. Now, young lady, if you'll let me take your coat. Thank you. Here we are. But first, you see, my friends? Nothing here, nothing here. No tricks, no deception. This is merely a robe. A sacred robe acquired by Diijon from a monastery in Upper Tibet. Now, if you'll let me slip this over your shoulders. There you are. And pull it around you, so. And now, Miss Jones, Diijon.
Look at me. Keep on looking at me. You're going to obey all my orders. I'm going to put you into a temporary state of rigidness. Your power to resist my will is vanishing. Your will is becoming my will. Slowly but surely. There is no other power but my power over your mind. You are becoming rigid.
The little lady is, as you see, in a trance. Her mind and body subject to the will of her master.
Chairs. Lift her up. Put her on these two chairs.
No wires, no devices. The little lady is supported only by the tremendous power of that mental giant, Diijon the Unsurpassed. Just a gag, folks, just a gag. How'd you like it? For your own amusement. Great, wasn't it?
The great magician. My place was too small.
Well, what happened?
Well, what do you think happened? The mastermind is nothing but a stupid charlatan, that's all.
You figure. Get out. One performance enough. You are fired.
Now, wait a minute, Alex. There's no sense in getting excited about this. That was an accident tonight. Tomorrow there'll be a new crowd.
No crowd, maybe, but no magician. I have spoken.
I'm sorry.
You should be pleased. You engineered this to make small of me in front of my wife.
Diijon.
You're crazy. You must be losing your mind. Why would I deliberately try to break up your act?
Didn't you?
You're always so ready to blame someone else for your own mistakes.
Tony, please.
No, Vicky. I'll tell you why you flopped out there a few minutes ago. Because you're clumsy and out of practice. It's your own fault and you know it. You've lost your touch, you're through, you're finished, you're washed up.
Diijon.
I'm sorry I had to do that, Vicky, but someone had to tell him.
You know what this means, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, stand up. Get your hands away from your pockets. All right, get the money.
There it is. Take it.
I don't want that chicken feed. I want that cigar box.
Huh?
You heard me? Thought you'd get away with that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Look at me. Keep on looking at me. You're going to do exactly as I tell you to. Understand? Exactly as I tell you to. Give me that gun. Give me that gun. Give him back the money. Now, get out.
What did you do? Did you hypnotize him?
Huh?
Did you hypnotize him?
Maybe I did.
Hello? Hello. Give me the police department. I got held up. Almost.
I have taken the first step toward my goal. But if all this should only be a dream. No. I'm wide awake. But if that hold-up man should only have been frightened, I must make sure.
X-ray, get your morning paper here. Read all about it. X-ray, here's your morning paper, folks. Read all about it. Morning paper, mister? Say, that's a pretty snappy lighter you got there.
Look at me. Keep on looking at me. You're going to do exactly as I tell you to. Exactly as I tell you to. Give me a paper. Another one. And another one. Now listen carefully. This is not a morning paper. This is an evening paper. An evening paper. Say it.
Extra, read all about it in the evening paper here. Get your papers here. Read all about it. Extra, read all about it in the evening edition. Hey, thanks, mister. Extra, today's evening paper. Extra, read all about it in the evening paper. Extra, read all about it in the evening paper here. Get your evening paper. Extra, read all about it. Get your evening paper. Get your evening paper.
Hey, what's the matter with you? That's the morning paper. Are you sick or something?
No,
You better snap out of it. I got another guy that wants this spot.
Yeah, sure.
Come in.
Morning, Vicky.
Hello, Tony.
Have you heard anything yet? That's strange. Has he ever stayed out like this before?
No.
Well, if it's my fault or if it has anything to do with what I said last night, I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't think it's that exactly, Tony. It's no more like himself than the man in the moon.
Yeah.
Have you had breakfast yet?
Uh-uh.
You want some toast and coffee?
You've talked me into it.
Diijon!
Good morning, Sheffield.
You've had the whole house upset.
Oh, did I?
Where have you been?
I've been places, Sheffield.
Lady, you make wonderful coffee.
Do you want some more?
Well. Oh, here.
It broke.
Let me see it. Maybe I can fix it. You probably don't realize it, but I am a mechanical genius.
Tony, you're wonderful.
Very pretty.
Oh, I've been so worried.
Don't touch me.
Just a minute. What did you mean by that, Craig?
Isn't it quite obvious?
Her necklace broke. I just fixed it.
Good little fixer. Now I understand what happened last night at the Romany Gardens. You also fixed.
That's not true.
You prefer his arms to mine? Okay with me.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Diijon.
It's an old story. Just before the ship sinks, the rats leave.
You've twisted things around in your mind for the last time.
Vicky! Why did you let her go? Don't you think you've done enough to her already?
She'll be back.
I wouldn't bet on that.
No?
While in the hypnotic state, the subject is susceptible to suggestions which will in many cases be carried out faithfully at some given time after his release from the hypnosis. He will not know that he has responded to the suggestion and be totally unaware of the fact that he has obeyed a command dictated by the hypnotist. He must never attempt to use his great gift with cruel, sadistic, or evil design. Better had that man never been born. My power. I wonder could I use it to kill that newsboy, that thief could not resist my will, but to kill is different. I must be sure of that. I must know.
Hello? Where's Denise?
You know very well where she is.
That's right, I forgot she's working. You know, Danton, it seems you and I are in the same boat. Both of our wives left us.
Get this straight. Denise hasn't left me.
She's dancing with a new partner, isn't she?
That's show business. If you're trying to put some other kind of slant on it, forget it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way.
What are you trying to do? Find out where Vicky is?
Victoria is living with Lucy, a girl she used to know on the west side.
So you managed to find that out.
It was very simple. The expressman who called for her trunk told me. I also know that my charming wife turned into a songbird at the Romany Garden.
You seem to, You seem to know everything.
I do. But I didn't come here to discuss this with you. At this moment, I'm interested only in you.
What?
Look at me. Keep on looking at me. You're going to do exactly as I tell you to. You're going to do exactly as I'm telling you. Get up. Follow me. Sit down. Take this.
I'm sorry. There's nothing more you can say to me.
You haven't much time, Vicky. You'd better hurry and change. Look here, Dijon. She's left you. Why can't you leave her alone?
Prince Charming in shining armor, huh?
If you're smart, you'll stay away from here.
If you're smart, you wouldn't mix in our affairs. After all, she's my wife, you know.
Look, I'm just trying to give you a little advice.
I've lived a long time without your advice, and I think I can go on doing it. You just wait and see.
You wouldn't be trying to threaten me, would you?
Why should I?
His body was discovered early this morning, just off the pier. He had been in the water several hours.
Why would he do it? I never knew such a thing was it.
Will you look at this, please? Is that your husband's handwriting?
Yes. Dear Denise,
I hope you will be very happy in your new act. Never been much of a success anyway. And I held you back. Things are much better this way. Goodbye. Remember always.
Did anyone see or speak to him after his wife went to work last night?
Well, I hadn't seen him for several days.
I saw him last evening before I went out. He was in here alone, playing rackets.
Did he seem depressed or upset?
No, he seemed perfectly normal. Except, now that I come to think of it. But that may be purely coincidental.
What was?
Well, he played one song over and over and over.
What was it?
Love's Sorrow.
That was my favorite piece.
Well, I guess there's nothing more I can do here. I'm sorry, lady. These things happen. And somebody always gets hurt.
It's a good strong cup of coffee. I'll be getting you right away.
Diijon, you have no right coming here.
Hasn't a husband the right to see his wife? We're not divorced as yet, you know.
What do you want?
I want to talk to you. And this time you're going to listen to me. I'm asking you for the last time. Will you come back to me?
No. I never will. It's all over. And I can honestly say... I can honestly say... Honestly say...
Well, say it then.
I forgot what I wanted to say. That lighter.
Look at me. Keep on looking at me. You're going to do exactly as I tell you to do. Understand? You do not hear the phone ring. But you will later. If it's Tony who is calling, you will tell him that you washed your hair and it hasn't dried yet. Hasn't dried yet. Understand? Repeat.
I've washed my hair. It hasn't dried yet.
Then you will tell him that you will leave in about 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
In about 20 minutes.
Now you hear it. Go and answer it.
Hello? Oh, hello, Tony. I've been delayed.
Oh, I thought you were going to be here early tonight. What's keeping you?
I washed my hair. It's not yet dry.
Mark Lindsay's promised to catch your numbers tonight. He's one of the biggest agents in the business. You sell him on your stuff, Vicky, and you're off to the races.
That's nice. All right. I'm leaving in about 20 minutes. Goodbye, Tony.
Goodbye.
Listen carefully now. Now comes the most important part. You will go to Sheffield's shop. Understand? Repeat. Sheffield's shop.
Tony, something is not so good. Yeah? No?
Oh, no, everything's all right.
And remember, third gun from the left. Third gun. Say it.
The third gun.
Correct. Also remember, that what you're about to do came out of your own mind. Your own mind. I'm leaving now. And when you hear the latch click, you will count 5. Count 5. Say it.
Count 5.
And you will go on as if I had never been here. Don't forget. Count 5.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
To Sheffield's shop. Sheffield's shop. To Sheffield's. To Sheffield's.
Come in.
Oh, Vicky. Mark Lindsay's out there.
That's nice.
I thought you'd be all excited. What's the matter? Something wrong?
No. I'm all right, Tony.
Look, this isn't the way to go about this. You've got to snap out of it and get some pep. You've got to go out there and sell that guy.
I know it.
Sure, but...
Leave me alone, Tony. I know what I'm doing. You go on out. I'll be out in a minute. Start my introduction.
Okay.
incomplete, I chance to meet in strange worlds gay. Disillusion, a sham affair, I'm now aware, a dream untrue. There was no you, there was no you.
Tony, don't. I'm not going to do that number. I've got something else lined up. Ladies and gentlemen, instead of my second number tonight, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you a little bit of real life. But I want you to know that this is not an act. It's strictly on the level. Tony, you'd better play Hearts and Flowers, because I'm going to kill you.
Are you all right, Penny? Yeah, I'm all right. Well, they're blanks. I don't understand. What was she trying to do? Dijon! Dijon! Again? Vicky, are you all right?
What happened?
Well, don't you know?
Last thing I remember is earlier this evening in my apartment.
Don't you remember talking to me on the telephone or in your dressing room?
No, I don't.
I don't understand this. Dijon, take her to her dressing room. Alex, I'm going to call the police.
Attention. Calling all cars. Man suspected of being involved in attempted murder just fled Romany Gardens. Man is known as Diijon, 5'10", 180 pounds, about 50. Cars in District 36 cover suspect's residence, 1046 West Brighton.
That's the address we checked the first suicide. That's right. Wind her up, Charlie.
And when a man achieves the power of complete mastery over the minds of others, he must never use his great gift with cruel, sadistic, or evil design. Better had that man never been born.
over backstairs. I'll try to pick him up on the spot. First, warn the tenants to stay inside. Diijon, come out with your hands up. You haven't got a chance. Diijon, we got this place sewed up. Are you coming out, or do we go in after you? Diijon, you better come out or I'll give you some tear gas.